Hey, at least we didn't get into the wagon this time. I have no clue what's going on. Someone remind me what happened last time on the Incorrigible party?
That is 6 points of damage.
Okay.
And I'm still trying to get to him. Try and get you out of my way so I can get to him. I don't know how this little bitty elf is holding back this raging orc.
So Falzarin and Orlane, as you make your way back to what I'll call the dig room, where you originally encountered the Neogi. You know, all the bodies, of course, are still there, but like from the chamber, the dead end chamber with the bloated Neogi, you can clearly hear these disgusting, insectoid, chittering and almost like mandible chomping and you know, this sickly sound, and that constant moan is now louder and permeating this room. And Orlane, do you get on Knick-Knack, was it?
I do. I'll get on Knick-Knack, give a little spin around, get my bearings, and give a nice little salute to lift up my sword, head off south.
Hi-ho!
And away!
Gozer flicks you off.
She would. I don't know what that means. Goodbye!
Ah, that's right. I have no idea what I'm doing. There's no magical items that Shaft promised. We have no idea what the black goo is, and we're tracking down this all-powerful witch Erica. We are so screwed.
So, we've decided we want to give Gozer inspiration because of how she handled Clash in the cave.
Okay, so that's 2 inspirations that we've given out. Total, we have 3 more we can give out before Leland gets a bonus.
Yes, I currently have one. We're giving one to Gozer right now.
Yes.
Okay, great. What now?
Who's all going up over the hill with me?
I'll come take a look.
Well, let's go.
Okay.
I think
Guess it's
all
just the
of
two
us
of us.
are.
Brendel, you want to come?
No, it's not just the 2 of you. We all decided we're going to figure this stupid thing out. You guys are crazy.
Well, Gozer looks like she's not doing well.
Gozer fine.
Oh, sorry. Just look like you're dragging ass there a little bit. I head up over the hill.
Gozer slowly comes up behind you.
So basically what we're trying to do is see if we can get to the top or a high point to look down and see if we can have an overview of this lake and hopefully be able to see where whatever this black stuff is bubbling up and at least get an idea of where we need to go.
Oh, I didn't think that we could see where it comes from up high, but maybe, I guess.
I mean, I think we sort of followed along the river or the lake edge, and then at some point in time going into that cave, we didn't see any black stuff coming out of the cave. So we can only sort of guess it's bubbling up somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. Either it's coming from somewhere in the lake, or there's another little stream that is going into the lake, I would assume.
Yeah.
With a little luck, we can see that from up on top of this hill.
I mean, my guess is whatever's creating this stuff is where we can go find the person that has whatever kind of power that's doing this necromancy type thing, and hopefully that's where the treasure is.
Yeah, that treasure.
Yeah,
Thanks for bringing that up again.
You know, the more I think about it, you could be right. Maybe we're just being led on a wild goose chase here. I don't know this guy. This Boddington guy could just be a liar, or maybe he's sending us to our death. I don't know why he would. Huh?
No see, no goose.
It's just a saying, Gozer.
Oh. Sorry, Gozer. I wasn't picking up what you were throwing there. All right, let's go.
So, hitting the top of this small hill, as this kind of cluster of elevated terrain is not quite as high or as steep as the hills around the river tunnel where you guys discovered the dam. So it doesn't take very long to get to kind of crest the highest peak of this small cluster. Looking out, as it is a clear day, you now are kind of taking in the full scope of the size of this now newly flooded and expanded body of water that comprises of this lake. From your vantage point, basically this body of water, it's almost as if it looks like it's just like kind of swirling shadows in the water, like kind of wisps and tendrils of it. It's very clearly this slime is fully contaminated this body of water. And as you guys are kind of looking eastward to the direction of the mouth of the smaller tunnel in which you had found the tunnel that led to the Neogi nests, you can kind of make out a portion of where the sunlight it starts to actually reflect off of the surface of the water, where it looks as if it is clean. Also knowing the direction of flow of this river, basically running north to south, it seems that portion of the tunnel that you guys had found, just strictly the flow of water and the direction of the current was keeping this slime from backing up into it.
All right, so it looks like there's no obvious source that's going into the lake. Maybe the source is...
Well, we already knew that. I knew going up here was pointless.
Well, I'm just saying, maybe it was trickling down from another stream somewhere to the west or something that we didn't notice when we walked around this way, so... Doesn't look that way. I don't know. Coming from the bottom of the lake? Something submerged?
Well, that's what I'm thinking, but... the only other option we have here is to go back, get a boat somehow, maybe at Pisces, and then take it over to the other side of the cave where the dam is. I don't particularly care for getting in the water that's got this black stuff in it.
No, I'm not risking that.
But we don't really know if the black stuff just reanimates dead things, or does it hurt live things? We don't know that. We need a bunny.
Well,
That's
bunny?
what Gozer said.
We need a live bunny.
Gozer, find me a bunny.
well, one of the problems
You fight Bunny.
is that
We can catch it together.
one of the things is that those three adventurers that we were following, if it only reanimates dead things, something had to have killed them.
Yeah, they had wounds, remember?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were already wounded before they were reanimated. At least that's what it looked like. So, I guess maybe another little test might be in order before, but that's gonna mean we have to go all the way back to the other side of this thing to get down to the black stuff.
Well, Brendel has some with him.
Oh, that's right.
Brendel, pour some on a bug or something.
Oh, yes, I certainly, we could utilize the sample I've taken.
Yeah, just a few
what
drops on a bug that's
shall
not
I-
injured.
On a bug.
Let's do a bunny again, because that's our stable test, right? Can you shoot a bunny without killing it? You can do
Again,
it.
I think it should be better on something that's like fully healthy.
Okay, well, let's see is there anything we could grab? I don't think I'm going to be able to catch a bunny.
You guys could certainly maybe craft a small snare, and maybe you would have to wait a few hours and try to bait something into it, but you could make some survival checks and utilize some of your survivability skills and snare one.
We don't have ours, Shaft.
We don't?
I don't know.
I think maybe it's not a bad idea to head into the cave, set up a few traps, and take a rest. We've just been through a lot. And we know there's nothing down that, or, anything down that tunnel we'll hear coming a mile away. And, of course, there's that wagon up there, too. So, I wonder if that's probably whatever was taken down the cave. I don't know. I think we set some traps and go down to the cave and take a rest. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm not in any huge rush.
Why do we have to rest in the cave?
Just protection, not being out in the open.
Bugs in cave.
Right at the cave entrance. I'm not saying go down into it.
Oh, I thought you meant go all the way back in there. Okay.
Oh, hell no.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Shaft, don't I remember you saying that you have some sort of spell you can cast that will alert us to anyone in our surroundings? You have something like that?
Yeah, it'll alert us if something comes within a 20-foot area of me. It's usually I use that when I'm sleeping.
Okay.
But for awake, I can see it.
Yeah. So you can't choose a point.
Well, I could go down and put it down the cave a little ways away, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think that would work. So it gives us a heads up if something's coming around the bend.
Yeah, it only works about 30 feet away from wherever I am, though.
Okay.
Let's give it a shot, and let's see if we can set up some traps. I'm going to see if I can set up some traps.
Okay. So back down to the cave entrance then with the abandoned wagon.
Yeah.
Okay, so kind of in that general vicinity. Okay, are you the only one that wants to try to put together a snare or some type of bait?
Bryn's gonna watch Shaft try.
Yeah, I'll try my hand at it. I'm not sure that I'd be any better than
She
Shaft.
just kind of wants to stand observing, hands across her chest, smiling at them. Like, all right. It's her entertainment right now.
Well, anybody that would like to try their hand at it can make me a survival check.
Now, Gozer's gonna watch the entertainment as well.
12.
2.
That's what I thought was gonna happen.
I mean, he's a ranger.
Bryn was ready for
Of course
this.
he's going to be better at it.
So
Come on.
Falzarin takes 2 twigs and stabs them into the ground and kind of takes a step back, admiring his own work. Whereas Shaft is able to quickly string together a quick noose between 2 similarly planted sticks.
So Bryn goes up to Falzarin and she says, stick to books, honey. Watch this. She, grabs her equipment. 17.
Well, now having seen Shaft prepare his own snare, you are quite easily able to copy him and create one of your own. So, okay, we have 3. We got the 3 bears worth of snares here. So why don't each of you who created a snare roll me a D100, and depending on how well your snare was crafted will depend on the greater range in which you will more quickly be able to catch a hare.
84.
Does mine count?
You roll it.
Sorry, D100, can you explain that to me again? It's just a...
So
percentile?
your set should have 2, percentile die, exactly.
Both
Should have
D10s.
2 D10s, right? One with 2 numbers and one with 1, like double-digit numbers, right?
Oh, and I roll both at the same time?
That's right.
Okay. 99, baby!
Gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
I got a 40.
Okay, so
9?
you guys, an hour or so passes and it doesn't seem like there's any activity. Should any of you maybe want a short rest, you could certainly spend some hit dice. And a second hour goes by, and Falzarin's trap, it kind of just slowly falls over and collapses on itself. And after another about maybe 15-20 minutes, you checking Bryn's snare. She has successfully snared a hare.
Oh yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Brendel, get over here.
Yes, of course. Here's the sample.
I have to do it?
Yeah, hold it down.
Hold the hair or Brendel?
Yeah, hold it by its ears, and I'll take it, Brindle.
Yeah, I don't...
Pour a little bit on the back of the bunny, and hand it, not all of it, just a little bit, and I hand it back to
Shouldn't we
Brindle.
maybe make him drink it or something?
And then I step back 3 steps.
The little bit that you pour on the bunny, unlike the first one, instead of being absorbed into the bunny's fur or skin, it seems to almost roll right off of it and kind of just pool on the ground.
There you go.
So it looks like it doesn't affect things that are alive.
I'd put his face in it. Make him drink it.
Put in bunny eye or ear.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Put it up his bum.
Wow, this is all great ideas. I'll watch.
I'm having nothing to do with any of those suggestions.
I grab the freaking bunny. I grab the goo and I hold the bunny by its head.
You
in my
grab
one
the
hand.
goo?
In the jar.
Okay.
And I hold the bunny's eye open and I put a drop in the bunny's eye.
Oh,
And I
dear
hold on
God.
to it by the head.
Okay,
This
and
is-
it
this is
like starts
awful.
to furiously blink, and it tries to bring up its
See?
forepaws to like rub its face, but you don't notice. After a minute, 5 minutes, it doesn't seem like there are any changes that are coming over the rabbit,
No effect. And I throw the bunny on the ground.
and it quickly scampers away.
Wow, that's something he'll tell his friends about. So I think with that bit of information, maybe we go to Pisces and get a boat.
Go all the way Pisces to get boat to bring back to lake.
Well, we can ride in the boat down the river. It takes us to the same place.
Make raft out of this wagon.
How far away is
Ooh.
it to Pisces?
It would be a full day's travel to get to the city of Pisces.
Oh, wanna go there, come back, go there, come back.
I'm with Gozer.
That's not a bad idea, actually, Gozer.
What, the
Yeah.
wagon thing?
There's a lot of wood on this wagon, right?
Gozer, you don't even know what a boat is.
So boated port.
Oh,
Wait.
right. Okay.
So you guys are suggesting we wheel this wagon over to the lake area and then somehow push it in and hop on.
Well,
we grab a few
we might want to
boards.
modify it a little bit first.
This is faster than going to Pisces and buying a boat and then riding it down nice and easy with some oars and stuff.
Well,
I'm all for being crafty and stuff, but this seems like a lot of work.
what's the travel time if we were pulling a wagon from where we are to the lake?
To the lake, well, you would have to. You wouldn't be able to pull it through the hills, most likely, as this wagon did not have any horses attached to it.
So you'd have
And
to
of
go
course, there
around.
is no clear path through the hills, which basically this cluster of hills that you guys climbed. You're on the northern side of it, and on the southern side is where the lake is, right? So yeah, you would have to probably best bet head west and circumnavigate this cluster of hills, which would be about another 20-ish miles probably. And considering you would all have to literally be pulling this wagon, it may take you quite some time to
Yeah.
wheel it around.
Do we see from the top of the hill, like the expanse of the lake and everything, any cabins, houses, docks, boats? Like, is there a chance for stealing a boat or anything like that?
From the distance you are from the lake, you didn't spot anything that looked like structures, but knowing that it has flooded, it very well could
Right.
have flooded over some structures that may have been there, but you didn't see anything that was above the surface.
And the whole eastern side we walked by, nothing.
That's right, yes.
And I don't know if you said this or if anyone asked, but could we see the entire shore of this lake, like all the way around, or was some of it out of our sight, like the western side, basically?
I would say, yeah, you could see to basically like looking south is where you were looking, kind of. You have a good view of basically the entirety of this lake. Now, obviously, at the most southern end, there's zero details that you would be able to pick up, but
Right.
Hey, Fallsrun, I know you're not excited about getting to Pisces, but maybe we could get some information about what you're wanting to find out while we're there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Pisces is ultimately where I want to go. It does seem a shame to have kind of figured out some of this stuff here and not got an answer to what's going on with this goo, this black stuff in the water, but I guess we can just leave it and carry on.
Well, I mean, there's really nothing else we can do without a boat, I don't think.
Yeah, I think you're right. The only other thing I thought of is trying to swim into the lake. Now that we know that it doesn't seem to do anything to things that are alive, but
I don't think it's going to hurt you when it gets on your skin, but I'm not too excited about drinking it.
no, neither am I.
So what you guys want to do? You want to rest for the night and then head off in the morning, or you want to take off and see how far we can get?
I want to know what Leland thought we were going to do. Just erase this out of the...
He said it was about midday, right?
yeah, it's kind of coming on late afternoon now. You've spent like 2.5-ish hours kind of trying to catch an experiment on a second poor little rabbit.
Oh, maybe we could use the word torture instead.
Hey, I caught it very effectively.
Oh yeah, well that's what you do when you catch them, and then you torture them.
Humanely.
So, why don't we've still got some daylight. Let's make some distance toward Pisces, and then see if we can find a place to rest. Part of the way there.
Could we? Can we sort of see Pisces or any kind of indication of where Pisces is from where we are?
I would say directly to the east, there's another large cluster of hills, and even from the top of where you guys had climbed, you aren't quite had the elevation to see beyond them, but you certainly know that in an easterly direction is where the city of Pisces lies, as you guys have traveled quite far north.
And it looks like we'd be kind of close to Altenshik, right?
Yeah, you guys are quite close to Altenshik, yeah.
If we were to go north. Straight north, or
you guys can
northwest
see
of it.
the city limits of Altenshik from where you are.
Do you think they have boats in Altenshik?
Yeah, but they don't have a river, if I recall, that leaves there and comes here. I don't want to carry a boat.
Yeah, that's the other thing. How are we even going to get a boat back here? So maybe this is a lost cause.
No,
We'd
we
have
take
to
the
ride
river.
through the hills that we just came through. Like, the tunnel we just climbed in. We'd have to take the boat through there.
Yeah, that is a good question. The river did sort of disappear into the hills, right? And then come up the other side?
Wagon not looking so bad now, huh?
No, it's still
There
a
goes
terrible
the
option.
ivory.
Well, we can strap that wagon to you, and you can start pulling if you want to.
Strap wagon to you.
Okay. What do you guys think? Let's go.
Yeah.
I say we go to Pisces.
I agree.
Maybe we'll find something out. I know we're not going to make any headway looking around, and we're definitely not going to swim across this lake. And we don't even exactly know where we're going. And to your point, Bren, there may not even be treasure.
Whatever.
So Pisces it is. Let's go. And I
Guess
start
so.
walking.
Yeah, so I guess we'd probably want to head northeast, right?
If you guys head directly north, you know that you would hit a main road leading from Altenshik to Pisces that you could potentially travel on instead of making your way through the hills themselves.
Okay.
Which one is Pisces, the city on the top or the bottom? Because there's one right here too, right? So,
I think that's a continuation.
That is
of-
all one city.
okay.
Is that? Am I seeing a river that goes right through Pisces?
Well, yeah, there's a river and a bridge.
Okay.
It goes through
So
the
that river
hills, though,
continues. That river's feeding
the lake.
the lake
That's correct.
all the way from the
Ocean.
ocean. Okay.
So you guys want to go up to the road or just straight shot?
Bryn's doing whatever Shaft's
Maybe-
doing at this point.
Maybe we go straight to the road. That'll be easier traveling. What do you guys
That
think?
works. That works to get there. Yeah. Yep, I'll go to the road.
And the road, you could get there in a little under an hour, probably.
Do we notice that goes are slow?
Yeah, she's clearly not moving as quickly as she normally would, and it may slow your general travel down a little bit.
Okay, as we're walking, I'm going to try to grab onto Falzer and then sort of pull him back a little bit and so we're out of earshot of everybody else. And then I want to talk to him for, give me 5 minutes. Hey, you mentioned, guy, Danzig.
Yeah.
Heard that name before?
Apparently, that's a potential lead for finding Erica. Isabella Good told me that if we have any issue, Danzig's a person who might be able to find her. There's some connection between the two of them. I don't know exactly what all the details are.
So, can I tell you something in confidence?
Sure.
I realize that Isabella has probably given you some abilities from a school of magic, a type, the Warlock.
That's right. You're very astute, Shaft.
I have some experience with this, as my brother is Danzig.
Oh, really?
I thought he was dead. And when I heard the name, I was a little surprised that he might still be alive.
Okay.
So, I don't really need to make this public information, but I feel that I can trust you with this.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I guess, what do you want me to do if we run into him, or are you hoping to avoid him? What's your relationship like?
I haven't seen him in years, but I do know that, he may not be himself anymore. And I know what, let me just say this. I want you and I to understand that I'm going to try to find him, and I think the black liquid has something to do with being able to find Danzig. And it's very important to me that we find him to make sure that he's, if he's still alive.
Okay, Now,
I'm not going to pass any judgment on you whether you go down this path. None of my business. Don't care if you and Isabella are hooking up somehow for some kind of pact between the two of you. None of my business. Just wanted to level with you so you knew where I was standing on this.
sure. Yeah, I appreciate the honesty. That begs the question, though. What was your relationship? How did your relationship end with Danzig? Are you guys on good terms or not good terms? And what are we gonna do if we do cross his path and he gets tied up in this Erica business and ends up being hostile to us? I mean, hopefully that doesn't happen, but
We left on good terms. The last I saw him, he was getting deeper into the darker arts and became more distant from me at the end. But then he disappeared, and I never saw him again. It's been years.
okay.
I expected him to be dead. I don't think he would hold any ill will against me. But you noticed, you did say, or someone told us that the snakes, the robotic snakes, were calling my name. The only person that would really call me that would probably be Danzig, so he probably has something to do with the towers also.
Well, that makes things a bit more complicated.
Why so?
Well, I just, maybe this isn't the case, but what if he's on the side of the Paladins of Cultus and is working with them?
Didn't you say Isabella said he was a good contact?
I'm trying to remember exactly what she said. I think basically she said that if we can't find Erica, we should look up this Danzig person, and he might be able to help us find Erica. That's as much as I know. But what I'm saying is, I've got to deal with Erica, hopefully without violence. But if things do turn violent and Danzig is in Erica's corner, that could make things difficult for us. And then the next thing is this tower and the Paladins of Cultus. We're planning on dealing with that, and you're saying he might be involved.
I have no idea. And how much of this does Brendel know?
Very little at all.
Okay. Alright, well, we can talk about it later. I just wanted to let you know where I stood.
Okay.
And what my motivations were.
Well, I appreciate it, Shaft. That's very helpful for me to know in advance. I hope things don't go south when we run into Danzig if he's on the other side of...
Well, if he's under a spell or something, I'd rather you not kill him.
Okay.
At least try to help me not kill him. And
I can certainly do my best, to not harm him.
see how it plays out.
Yeah.
And then I sort of tap him on the shoulder and walk ahead.
So, Bryn, as the five of you are walking northward to this road, in front of you, you can notice kind of like almost this shutter, like of a person, like flickering in and out of your view, out of existence. You can hear buzzing around your head, it's like a wasp. It seems to be like circling as you kind of move your head around and try to swat at it. Your hand like passes right through it,
Okay.
and this figure flickers again, and you recognize immediately Ciari, flickering in and out of existence. The brief glimpses you catch of her it looks like she's coated in this black slime.
What?
And then both Ciari and the wasps disappear.
Ciari and the wasp are coated in black slime. They don't say anything.
It's like she's, it's like 5 seconds of an interaction. Like she's just almost like you're flicking a light switch on and off. She's just kind of appearing, disappearing, appearing, disappearing.
Okay.
Although the whole time though, the buzz of this wasp is kind of constantly circling around you. When they both disappear, you kind of almost as if no time has passed for you and the rest of the party. You're kind of like mid-step and a quick little stumble and able to catch yourself as you're kind of back to reality.
Interesting. I'm not going to say anything.
So you guys hit the road in about an hour here, and then it's nearing nightfall, but there's still some daylight. You guys could travel for probably another 4-ish hours before you would need to really start making your con checks, but you get another few miles down this road if you wanted, or you are literally right at the doors of the gates of Altenshik if you wanted to stay there for the night or whatever you guys want to do.
Probably not a bad idea to head into Altenshik and get a place for the night. What do you think?
It's likely safer than,
Well, it's taken over by orcs, remember?
Oh, that's a good point.
Do you have more enemies, Gozer?
Gozer's thinking.
That's what that burning smell is.
I mean, we just saved a bunch of
Maybe.
them.
What do you think we should do, Gozer? Do you think it's safer to go in, find an inn to stay at in Altenshuk, even though there's orcs there, or should we camp outside of the city?
He reworded it as if it was going to make it easier for her. She's thinking.
Yeah, can everyone else ask Gozer the same question, but in a
All
different
right,
way?
Shaft, your turn. Now you ask Gozer.
Yeah. Gozer, do you want to go or not go? Do you want to not go, or do you want to go or stay?
Rewording
Which
things. Rewording things is Falzarin's specialty. Okay.
It is what you do. So let me understand it. We can get a boat and go through this cave and come out on the other side.
Gozer just pawn in game of life.
Oh, God. That's deep.
Yeah.
Who hurt
So,
Gozer go where you go. Gozer have nothing.
hey, I think here's a good idea. Brindle, what should we do?
Well, I do suppose finding shelter in Altenshik may or may not be safest, especially with those Neogi roaming around. But are we in a hurry to get to get the boat from Pisces? Surely, maybe we should make haste whenever we can.
I don't know. You two guys are the ones who are running this whole show. Shaft, Falzarin, figure it out.
You know what?
Keep going to Pisces. Let's go.
I
walk.
agree. I was gonna say, orcs are not something I'm interested in fighting. I'd rather take my chances with whatever beasts we're gonna run into out here.
I can't hear you from way back there. Come on.
I'm coming, Shaft.
There's the sentence we don't want.
It's starting to sound a lot like an after party.
Oh, man. I feel like we're breaking character a lot in this recording.
Come on, guys.
Coming!
Okay, I think we're going to head on.
Absolutely, you guys can continue basically as far as you can, and you about maybe an hour or so after nightfall, you kind of get to the point where you need to stop and rest for the night.
Okay. I think we'll set up our regular rotation. Falzarin, you doing any spell stuff or anything?
Yeah, I'll go first. Brendel, you want to do the same? Hang out with me for the first watch?
Yes, of course. So, Falzarin, I think the last time you were doing some copying, you were looking at the handbook, and it was a little unclear-ish from the specific text, but whenever you are copying an evocation spell, because of your specialty, the time and gold cost is halved. So I'm going to assume that also applies to what's in the passage in the handbook considered replacing your handbook. So I believe you have a little more gold to spend than you think you do.
Okay.
And I also want to clarify that when you purchase materials and stuff to either create a scroll or copy spells into a spell book, even though the materials themselves are abstracted, the money you've spent is not, right? So you spent 100 gold or on the book and some supplies.
That's gone.
When you're out in the wilderness, even if you had another 50 gold on you, that is literally 50 gold. So if you've already used the money, right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
in the middle of nowhere, you can't just manifest the stuff, right? So just for the clarification.
I have the spare spell book, and then I have $50 gold worth of ability to copy
So
spells.
basically, whatever you've copied into your replacement book, you can just double, because you would have made twice the amount of progress than you currently have recorded. So that will quickly fix that up.
Yeah, that's easy enough. Perfect.
Okay, great. Are you guys kind of a little ways off the road, or you're not like in the middle of the road here, are you? Or
Smack dab right in the middle of the road.
Does Shaft still have that tattoo on his forehead?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I haven't wiped it off.
You trying to hitch rides from wagons riding by?
Do we see any wagons going by?
I was just, that's kind of my point, is exactly like, are you kind of just adjacent to the road?
Yeah.
Within the eyesight of the road, obviously, right?
I'd say a fair, 20, 30 feet off the
Sure.
side of the road. We're not trying to hide from anybody. So.
Yeah, and from all the time that you were traveling on this road and now throughout your watches, you have seen no foot traffic of any kind. No wagons or even people traversing from one city to the next.
Do any of us know, I mean, I guess I can ask for myself, would Falzer know if that would be unusual for that amount of time to go by without anyone traveling on this particular road?
I would say that it would seem unusual.
Okay.
Maybe it would seem outside of the normative, because this is literally the only road that directly connects Pisces from Altenchik, and as many as the majority of all the main roads, especially Pisces being, again, this port city, much like Port Randus, supplies coming in and out of it. It is predominantly a fishing village as well, which is kind of where the two, if you're looking at the map, the two separations of it. So this northern section is kind of, it's like adjacent to the city proper, and that's where all the docks and all the industry is, kind of thing. So certainly Pisces would supply Altenchik, you would assume, as Altenchik is landlocked.
Okay. So, did you say first watch goes by uneventful?
Yeah.
Or did we get there yet? Okay.
Yep. Nope. The watches all go, unless you want to converse in any of your watches with someone else, then we can say you all long rested. So Gozer, your speed is no longer halved now?
Correct, but I still have disadvantage on ability checks. Still have 1 level of exhaustion.
We said all our hit dice come back, right?
That's right, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I think we wake up in the morning, stretch a little bit, take a look over the landscape, see if we see anything, anybody around, hear anything. If not, just eat a little meats and head out.
And immediately upon waking, Gozer, can you make me a Constitution saving throw?
There she goes.
Oh, yes, that is... Oh, no, I have disadvantage. Shit.
I don't believe... I believe a saving throw is different than an ability check. So if it's only
That's good.
disadvantage on ability checks, then you're fine.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah, that noise didn't sound good, Emily. I mean, Gozer.
That's a 21. The second one I rolled was a 1.
Oh.
So you regain 1 point of Constitution and 1 point of Charisma. So what is that? Still 1 con damage and 2 Charisma damage?
I'm down 1 on con and down 2 on charisma. Yes, I'm at a 10 for charisma and 11 for con.
Right. And yes, again in the morning, still no foot traffic.
Hey guys, on your watch, did anyone walk down this road at all?
I didn't see anyone.
Nope.
Seems a little unusual to me.
That's weird.
Why, you concerned that there might be something going on?
Well, we've been on this road for quite a while now, quite a number of hours. We haven't seen a single person going one way or the other. Just seems weird.
We always run into people.
Maybe we should approach the city a little more cautiously?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Definitely. I mean, I was awake half the night, and there was nothing. No one.
Yeah. It could be something, it could be nothing.
There's no holidays or anything around now, Falzarin, that you would know of? Like, no big party going on in Pisces? I don't know if you hung out in Pisces and Heraklion, like...
I'm going to have to defer that to Leland.
Falzarin's never been to Pisces.
Oh, did I, like, actually guess something?
No, I'm just
No,
I
I
don't
just
know of
I
any
think
holidays.
you're confusing
okay.
Pisces
No.
with Port Randus. I don't know. If you're assuming
Oh, Port
Falzarin has
Randus.
been to Pisces, then
Okay.
you don't know
Yep.
if he has or not.
Alright, listener, I'm sorry. I was
Well,
confused.
let's head down the road here and then see if we run into anybody. If we get close enough to the city and we're not comfortable, well, maybe we'll check it out from a different side and get off the road and check it out.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think we'll keep heading there until we can sort of see the outskirts of the city.
And for in the next kind of 4 or so hours down this road, again, nobody traveling the opposite direction of you, and you eventually hit this fork where, should you turn left, which would be more northward, it would lead you to the docks and the industry part of Pisces, and turning right in the southeasterly fashion would take you to the city proper.
Do we
Okay.
know which way to go, though? We wouldn't know which way takes you to what.
Oh no, there would certainly be some signage. Absolutely, there.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, even though you haven't been here, you depending on what part of Pisces you wanted to first visit, or I think since your sole purpose is to really get a boat, turning to the docks would probably be the best bet.
How about we head to the docks first, and then we can ask around some questions. Usually there's a tavern near the docks. Maybe we'll take a little break there, get something to eat, and see if anybody can tell us anything about this Erica chick, and then see what a boat will run us.
Yeah, I've got no guess as to where to start looking for her, so might as well go to where we can get a boat to start with.
Yeah. Nobody ever got killed for asking questions, right?
Gozer kill.
That's not correct, Shaft.
Gozer, you've killed people for asking questions?
Wrong questions.
Alright, let's don't ask Gozer any questions. Let's go.
Traveling another a handful of hours here, 2 or 3 hours. As you approach closer, you kind of hear the sounds of dock workers, and you can see quite a few people milling about as they are all kind of. The majority of them look like they're preoccupied with some task at hand, whether or not they're running bundles of supplies to and from different buildings, or outside like repairing ships. And by all accounts, it seems like nothing is amiss at first glance when you arrive. Nobody kind of pays you much mind either as you approach and get closer to the street full of people.
I have a question about one of my spells, the disguise self spell.
Yeah.
Does it have to be someone that I have seen before that I make myself look like?
I believe you can make yourself look like however you like, as long as you maintain a humanoid form with the same number of appendages and stuff. And I think it says you could make yourself look up to a foot taller or shorter, but your disguise, the spell itself, does not hold up to physical inspection. So were someone to try to pass a hand over your head, making yourself either, if you were shorter, they would, hit you in the shoulder or whatever, but to them, of course, would look like it's empty air, right? So yeah, if you wanted to disguise yourself, you absolutely could.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering if I would. Probably doesn't make much sense for me to be able to disguise myself as someone who I've never seen before. I don't know how that would work.
Literally, you could picture in your head some semblance of features. If you can just literally describe to yourself a random person.
But if I'm trying to imitate a person who people here might recognize, but I've never seen before, I probably couldn't do that, right?
No. Of course, if you would, of course, have to have a specific person in mind, and had you seen them, I would absolutely be able to make yourself look like them.
Right, but if I haven't seen them, then I'm not going to have a reference to go by. Okay.
Right.
What was the name of the boat in Port Randus we skipped out on?
The Rising Starfish.
Do I see the Rising Starfish?
You're not quite at the end of the docks yet, so you...
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to keep an eye out for the Rising Starfish.
Bryn speaks up and is like, so, you guys want me to steal a boat?
Let's not jump to that unless that's a last resort.
I mean, I don't see any boats for sale.
Well, we have to talk to people.
We can maybe rent one.
Rent one? You think we're gonna bring it back in one piece? We're not. Come on.
Well,
They don't know that.
let's at least give us the
Yeah,
chance.
that's true, Gozer. They don't know that.
There's only so many cities in Aspara here. We don't need to be burning bridges at every one we go through.
Isn't that what you're doing for us?
Well, we'll see what happens.
Let's take the talking approach first. That has helped us in the past.
Okay, I'm willing to steal a boat. That's all I'm
All right,
saying.
we'll keep that in our back pocket.
Okay.
Do we see anybody around that look like they're directing people, like telling them to put stuff on the ships and stuff like that?
Well, again, you're not quite at the docks. If you want to travel to the, like, it's literally would be on the other side of where you're entering from, right? So if you wanted to travel through the whole dock portion of it, you absolutely could, and go try to find someone like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what our plan would be.
Okay, absolutely.
We're on the boat path.
Sure. And as you're walking down the streets, there's quite a variety of races. It doesn't seem like there's... I mean, most of the places where you go, there's going to be predominantly human, but you see all kinds. And, you pass many, many buildings that, bait and tackle shops kind of thing, and there are, a couple of taverns that you do pass. And nearing the docks themselves, you notice a storefront by the name of Dorset Salvage, which, Shaft, you recall that on the job board in Port Randus, there was a job posted by a Dorset, Henrietta Dorset, looking for security work in Randus. So it seems that maybe they have another establishment here in Pisces as well.
Okay.
And getting to the docks, you don't immediately recognize the old faded, worn name of the Rising Starfish printed on any of the boats here in the harbor, but there are many different sizes. Most of them are, again, quite large, like in Port Randus.
Is there a storefront that says boats, boats, boats?
Well, there is no boats, but there again is kind of a almost like a millwright kind of pop-up stand where there seems to be a few laborers, planing planks of wood and shaping, and looks like they are like crafting boats.
I think that's the people we need to talk to right over there.
Yeah, let's inquire about how much it would cost to borrow. We don't need a big boat, right?
Well, we need something that'll hold all of us.
Yeah.
Maybe
Have to fit Gozer.
Yeah. That's a big boat.
And her attitude.
Let's go see what oh, well. I got that kind of money.
Boat not
All right.
big enough.
We'll go over. We'll start wandering over. I'm going to wander over
Okay.
to the guy. Is there somebody out there like working on a boat or something?
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like he's again like sanding and trimming down what looks to be a mast for a larger ship. Is this wooden sizable pole about 30 or 40 feet long by the looks of it. So their space, it's like quite a large space that they have here. And you now kind of approaching and looking past them, you do see some smaller boats kind of leaning up against this rack Many of them look like they would fit 1 or 2 people, and also some larger ones.
Okay.
While Shaft goes to talk to him, I'm gonna do some recon work on the docks and just observe which boat I could steal the easiest.
So, okay, when you when you say you want to steal a boat, how do you surmise that you would go about doing that?
At night. Duh.
All right, I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Exactly. If we get to it. I'm the captain now.
So are the rest of you with Shaft then? Obviously, Bryn is just kind of slinked off by herself.
I'm not interested in stealing a boat. I'm hoping we can do this the lawful way.
Shaft, you approach this man who is working.
Is there I'm looking to see if there's a little log or something next to him so I can jump up and sort of be at his same height.
Well, the piece that he's working on is about 3 feet off the ground, kind of on like sawhorses, like wooden stands.
Yeah, I don't want to jump on his work area, so I'll just sort of walk up and say, "Hi, well met.
Hello.
Just we're looking around for a boat. It looks like you're the guy that we need to talk to.
Well, yes, I certainly have lots of boats.
We need a boat for probably fit all of us. Something like that one over there.
Oh, yes, there's a simple rowboat then.
Yeah. What's that run?
Well, generally we provide them for the much larger boats, but I suppose we could let it go for 50 gold.
50 gold? That seems relatively reasonable. I sort of look around at everybody else. I think we could probably cut that. Yeah, if we purchase one from you here, could we leave it here until we leave?
I see, yeah, I could certainly store it for you.
Okay. Hey, you guys want 50 sound good?
That works for me, so long as I'm not paying all 50 of it.
Oh, that's what I thought was going to happen. Okay, well, let's do some math. Tell you what, I'll pay for it, and then you guys can pay me back. I'll hand him 50 gold.
Okay. And he'll ask you your name so he can, record it.
And you can call me Shaft. Put the Shaft down.
The Shaft would make a name for a good name for a boat. The Shaft.
Yeah, it would. That's what we'll call it.
Well, wait a minute, Shaft. I mean, are we pitching in for this boat or not? Because if you get to name it after yourself...
Well, you can pay me back.
Soft.
Hey, can you write Shaft on the side of this thing?
No.
How much more?
No. Soft.
Thuft.
Call boat theft.
That's not a bad idea, Gozer.
Can you paint Thuft on the side of this thing? We gotta give it a name.
Of course.
Alright, here's an extra gold for your trouble.
Now, can you spell Duft?
No.
Well, I'll do my best.
That's good enough for me. I don't think she can spell Thuft either.
Just spell it out phonetically, friend.
Here, I'll tell you.
I'm sure it'll be close enough.
I'll tell you how to spell it. S-H-A-F-T. Thuft. There you go, Gozer. I got it on there for you.
I don't think I'm that stupid.
Do an intelligence check.
Okay, yeah, I'm not stupid.
Okay.
That's a 4.
So, buddy, what'd you say your name was?
My name's Jeb.
Jeb? Hey, couple things, since we bought a boat from you. Where's a good tavern around here? Something with some halfway decent grub.
You can go down to the Jacked Eel.
Jack Deal? Okay.
Jacked
And,
eel. It's 2 words.
oh.
Jacked eel. The eel has been jacked.
Okay. Alright, sounds good. And, I sort of get up a little closer to him. And maybe a house of ill repute? Maybe a place, wink wink.
Nudge, nudge, know what I mean?
You'd have to make it down to the city proper for that.
Hey, what do you guys say we, Hey, Bryn!
Yeah.
We're going to the Jack Deal to get something to eat. You want to go?
What?
Do you want to go, or are you going to keep creeping around?
Huh?
I just wave at her and smile. You're fine. And then we start going to the jacked eel.
And that's our show. Our intro and outro music was created by Josh Jarvis. For your own musical inquiries, contact jamesmercymusic@gmail.com. All other music and ambient noise is courtesy of tabletopaudio.com. The Incorrigible Party is sponsored by Critical Hit Design. Visit criticalhitdesign.com for all of your graphic design needs. You can find more info on the characters and world at incorrigibleparty.com. Enjoying the show? Have any questions or rules corrections? Email us, contact@incorrigibleparty.com, or reach out on social media. The Incorrigible Party on Facebook and Instagram, @IncorrigiblePar on Twitter, using the hashtag AfterPartyIP for a shout out during our behind the screen after party episodes that drop every 4th release. Happy adventuring!